Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tailored Acres. I'm Taylor, and I garden in central Wisconsin, Zone 4B. These are 8 of the most common aggressive weeds here in Wisconsin, and only one of them is actually classified as invasive per the DNR. But here's the problem. The other 7, they spread just as aggressively and will absolutely take over your yard if you ignore them. So I'm going to show you what they look like right now in early May so that you can pull them before it's too late. I'm not going to make you wait, and we're going to jump right into the only one that is on the official DNR invasive species list. So this is creeping bellflower. How we identify this is it has tall stems with blue/purple bell-shaped flowers, which happens when they're a little bit older, heart-shaped leaves near the base, milky white, thick roots underground, and it often shows up in garden beds and edges. It spreads with underground rhizomes that break and regrow. Even small root pieces regenerate. Also, it does produce seeds, but roots are the main problem. So how do we eliminate this? You want to dig deep and wide, removing all root fragments. Do not till this because it will break and spread the roots. Smothering can help in beds over time, but it is not the recommended method. And this does require repeat monitoring. I have been digging up this area for many years now, and I have been able to contain it, but it's an ongoing battle. This plant is extremely aggressive, and it is one of the hardest garden weeds to conquer in Wisconsin. If you are dealing with this one, there are Facebook support groups that may give you some other ideas in addition to those I already mentioned. This is going to be the most common one that I talk about today, and it is Creeping Charlie. It is actually quite beautiful. It has these beautiful purple flowers, but we want to get rid of it. So it is a low-growing vine with round scalloped leaves. It has square stems. The small purple flowers appear in spring. It forms dense mats if you allow it to grow. These spread in above ground runners. There are roots at every node that touches the soil. It spreads fast in shady and thin lawns. How do we eliminate this? We pull it early while the soil is soft. We rake and lift mats to get runners. You can improve your lawn density to try to choke it out. And we want to mulch in garden beds as well. It is very aggressive, but it is not invasive per the DNR. It can behave very poorly in lawns once it gets in there because it gets tangled with your grass roots. In my garden here, it's pretty easy to remove it, although a pain in the butt, and you can see how long the runners go under the weed mat. It's just an absolute mess. But again, this one is pretty easy to control if you start early and are persistent. This is black bindweed, which is also called wild buckwheat. It can be identified as a vine that wraps around plants. It has arrow-shaped leaves. It gets smallish green flowers. It often shows up in disturbed soil. It spreads as a fast-growing annual vine. It produces seed very quickly, and each plant produces thousands, if not millions, of seeds. Climbing habitat helps it outcompete plants for light. How do we eliminate it? We want to pull it early before it starts climbing. We want to remove the seed set if it has formed, and we want to mulch to block any germination of seed that has dropped. We want to keep our garden mulched and tidy. It is moderately aggressive, but it's more of a fast opportunist than a long-term invader. In my garden here, we had to clear cut this part of the woods, so the whole thing was disturbed, and last year many of them popped up in this area. I tried to keep it clear of them, but a few set seed, and now I'm dealing with the repercussions of missing those. This is Soapwort. It has beautiful little pink clusters of flowers. It is a smooth, slightly waxy, lace-shaped leaf. It grows in dense patches, and it often looks ornamental at first. These spread with underground rhizomes, which are slow but persistent. It expands outward into colonies, and it can survive mowing and disturbance. How do we eliminate this one? We have to dig out the entire root system, which often go extremely deep and break very easily. So we will have to repeat removal because inevitably you will not get every single little piece. Smothering doesn't really work. I did try that in this area, and it just sends runners to go and meet the light. It is moderately aggressive, and it's not invasive by law, but it spreads steadily once established. I have been battling this area for many years now, and I'm just trying to keep the borders intact at this point and keep it from spreading further. I do have this plant in multiple areas in my yard, and I'm not sure if the original owner had planted them in multiple spots or if they have been spreading through seed around my yard as well. But these are my absolute least favorite thing that I have growing in my yard. I really hope you are not dealing with this one as well. This is quackgrass. It is a taller bluish green grass. It's taller than your lawn turf is. It has wide blades with a slightly rough feel, and it has small claws wrapping around the stem base. So how it spreads is underground white rhizomes that creep everywhere in every direction from every one of these little nodes. Any broken piece can regrow, and it spreads very fast in neglected lawns, thin lawns, your gardening, everywhere this stuff will pop up. How do we eliminate it? We need to dig out the rhizomes completely. And repeated removal is usually required because any piece that's broken off will send up new grass from that little piece of rhizome. So smothering does work to some extent in here, but the blades themselves are pretty sharp to be able to poke through most things. So again, persistence is key in this one. It is a highly aggressive perennial. It is not regulated by the DNR, but it is one of the toughest weeds we have. This plant is chickweed. We identify it as a low, soft green mat. It has tiny white star-shaped flowers, small oval leaves, and is pretty shallow rooted. It spreads with rapid seed production. It does have a short life cycle, so there are multiple generations per season, and it loves cool, moist spring and fall conditions. It is pretty easy to hand pull it when they're young, and we need to remove it before flowering and seed set. We can help eliminate it by mulching beds and maintaining dense lawns to prevent it growing there. It is a low to moderate aggressiveness, and it's more annoying than destructive, but it does spread and multiply quickly if you ignore it. This is called wood sorrel. It is a clover-like plant with heart-shaped leaves. It gets small yellow flowers. The leaves fold in at night or in low light, as you can see here. It does have seed pods that stand upright. This spreads with explosive seed pods, literally flinging seeds outward. It does have shallow roots, but it does have runners as well. It has a really fast reseeding cycle. It thrives in disturbed soil and thin lawns. We want to eliminate this by pulling it before seed pods form, which is very easy to do when they're young. And then you want to mulch or make your lawn thicker to prevent regrowth. So it is moderately aggressive, but it is a very fast spreader, although it is fairly easy to control. This is sheep sorrel. It has arrow-shaped leaves with backward-facing lobes, often reddish stems. It grows in a low patch-forming way, and it indicates acidic or poor soil. We have acidic soil where I live. It spreads in undergrown rhizomes and seed. It spreads in patches rather than individually, and it really thrives where the turf is weak or in open areas of your landscaping. How to eliminate it? We need to dig out the roots, especially the roots that send out runners. This is important for regrowth control. Improve your soil conditions. That will help it to not grow. Maintain thick, healthy grass cover in your lawns. It is moderately aggressive, not highly invasive, but definitely persistent, especially in poor soil conditions. So those were 8 of the most common aggressive weeds you'll run into here in Wisconsin. The biggest takeaway is deal with them when they're young or when you first see them, because once they're established, it's a lot tougher. I hope you don't find any of these in your yard. As you can see, it does take up quite a bit of my time dealing with them. Take care.